Hi everyone, welcome back to a new post today, and let's discuss about education. Yes, the ASER report on education, which is released by the NGO named as Pratham, and after a gap of 4 years. Let's identify some of the findings on the positive note as well as the negative note about this report, which has surveyed the status of education in India and the learning outcomes, especially in the rural areas. So the ASER, or the annual status of the education report, sheds lights on the learning outcome in schools. Now this survey is led by Pratham Foundation, and the last time it was conducted was in 2018. After the outbreak of COVID-19, its focus was mainly on finding out the digital inequality and the enrollment level of the schools. So we all know that during the pandemic, at least for 2 years, we were shut down, especially with regard to all the services, and especially education was the most hit. In 2022, however, it got back to its field survey and started studying the state of the learning outcomes in the schools. Now, ASER, let me tell you, is one of the oldest survey of this kind in the country and is regarded for a range of insights that it provides on the foundational learning at the elementary level, at the school level. So please remember, we are talking now about the findings in rural India and also at the school level, and not the education at the higher institutional level in the country. So let's look at some of the findings. I have divided the findings based on the positive findings as well as the negative ones. In this video, I will be covering the positive findings of the survey, and the next post you will be finding the negative findings that have been highlighted by the ASER Education Status of Learning Outcome report. So let's begin. The positive outcomes, number one, is that children in the rural areas are migrating from private to government schools. Yes, and the possible reasons for this might be shutdown of low-cost private schools, financial distress among the parents, and also families migrating back to the villages. And we know that in villages, the school education system is mostly catered by the government schools. So there is increase in rural area children migrating back from private to the government schools. And these findings, again, let me remind you, is during the pandemic period. So this number two is that 98.4% of the children in the age group of 6 to 14 years are now enrolled in the schools. So we have a lot of children now enrolled in schools, and few percentage are left out or maybe dropouts because of the pandemic period. Only they need to be brought into the schooling system. That's another positive outcome. So more children going to school now compared to 96% in 2010 and 96.7% in 2014. Presently, it is 98.4% in 2022. Third one, the government school enrollment has increased between 2018 and 2022. As per the ASER report, nationally, proportion of the children enrolled in the government schools has increased since 2018. Number four is that only a minor difference now is found in the learning levels by gender, that is between the male children and the female children. At an all India level, there is little or no difference in the learning levels of the children by gender. However, variations exist across the various states in this. For example, in the southern states of Maharashtra and other southern states, the girls are seen outperforming the boys in both reading and arithmetic, especially in class 5 and 8. Number 5, government schools enrollment has increased in all states. So as per the ASER 2022, the considerable variation is found in this regard in rural India, and the proportion of children who are enrolled in government schools. So currently 72.4% between the age group of 6 to 14, that is elementary level, in the rural areas are enrolled in the government schools. So this is an indication to the government at all the state levels that they need to improve the teaching quality, the ratio of the teachers to the students, as well as the infrastructure in the government schools. And that is what is being done by many states, especially if you see recently Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and even Punjab and Maharashtra as well. This has also become a very, very big poll promise to the electorate. Number 6 is 72% students attend schools now in rural areas. The lowest attendance is seen in UP, MP and BR among the states. Attendance patterns for both the children and the teachers have remained steady And ASER 2022 reveals that all India figures show children's attendance remain close to 72%, and for the teachers it is a little bit extra, that is 85%. Number 7, only 2% are now not enrolled in the rural areas in school. So we have a very less percentage of school children not going to school, maybe because of dropout or maybe because of some financial reason or prolonged school closures, as well as highlighted by the ASER report. And number 8 says that Punjab shows a steady improvement in the school facilities. So it has shown a steady improvement in school facilities both in the primary and the upper primary schools in the state. Number 9, there has been an improvement in the infrastructure in the schools. So most sports related indicators also remain close to 2018. For example, in 2022, 68.9 schools have a playground. So many schools are now also focusing on physical education apart from the cognitive and learning abilities as well. So this is another good news. Number 10, improvement in the indicators of the right to education. So we know that under the right to education, schools have to be provided for children who do not have the opportunity to go to schools in their nearby neighborhood. So all the indicators with regard to right to education, like providing drinking water facility, library, a toilet, playground, computers, all have seen an improvement compared to 2018, and this is a good news on the government side. Number 11, improvement in the availability of smartphones and attendance of the students, says ASER 2022. So as per ASER 2021, 1 in 3 students belonging to class 1 and 2 did not attend school in person due to reasons such as lack of digital access. But in 2022, this has been removed because of the availability of smartphones in the homes of the enrolled students that have doubled. So it was like 36% for the availability of smartphones in 2018, and now that's gone up to 67% in 2021. And so this shows that many students are now adapting to online classes. Number 12 says that Manipur as the lowest government school enrollment rate among the northeastern states. So ASER report says that the survey was conducted in 9 districts in Manipur across 4,800 households, and it highlighted the Manipur as the lowest government school enrollment percentage among the northeastern states. And this shows that maybe the private schools are good enough there and also cheap to cater to the needs of the people, that they did not find the need to migrate from private schools to government schools. And these are the 12 most positive findings that I found out from the ASER 2022. Summing up, we have admissions in government schools improving. So that's a good thing, because private schools have a lot of tuition fees, and there has been a demand and also an initiative by the government to improve the government schools, and I say that it's a very good step. So admissions in government schools have been improving. The next is improvement in the availability of smartphones. So digitization is increasing, and also smartphone availability will ensure that students don't miss out. Even if there is an online class, they can cover their education or their tuitions. So there is improvement in the indicators of the right to education, as I said, availability of drinking water, toilets, playgrounds, computers, etc. Improvement in the infrastructure like playground have improved in the schools, so the government is focusing on physical education. So there is a interlink between your mind and body. And the next one is that very less students need to be brought back to the school. Just 2% of the students are left out in the rural areas. Only a minor difference in the learning outcomes between the genders, that's the male and the female, and that's another good finding. And also more children going to school now. So we have like almost 98% or 98.5% of the children in the rural areas going to school. So very soon I wish it becomes 100%. And this is all the positive findings that I found in ASER 2022. This is how we need to analyze a report. Numbers are not important, but what are the major highlights brought out by the ASER report? Very timing after the pandemic, so we know what is the impact of the pandemic, like almost 2 years of lockdown and irregular studying, etc. What has been the outcome or the impact of this on the education system is a must-to-know survey, I feel, and this outcome of this report has the right timing. So budget is just nearby, and so the government can take numerous steps. It feels like this report of ASER 2022 will provide it a background information. I hope this information was helpful to you all, and if you did like it or found it useful, please do like, share and subscribe, and follow me for your daily topics. I shall see you in the next post for the negative outcomes of the ASER 2022 survey, and until then, it's happy learning.